I'm running out of words to express my disbelief in how the Jeffrey Epstein case is being handled by the government. Like, I'm having to make up words to try and encapsulate my feelings. We're all being Mahujanized here by, like, these elites in power that are so desperate to bury the Epstein conversation. To briefly bring you up to speed, if you're a little lost, previously on Dragon Ball Z, the FBI and DOJ had concluded their investigation and determined that there was no Epstein client list, there was no blackmail, and Epstein did indeed take his own life. This runs counter to everything the government has said for years in the previous administration and in the current administration. Even infamously Pam Bondi saying she's got the files, everything's on her desk, and set so many deadlines for its release. And one of the big talking points for a lot of people running for positions of power was how they were going to be the ones to declassify the Epstein files and release the Epstein files. But then the DOJ and FBI pulled a reflafitation job here and just retconned all the lore, sent out some new talking points to the puppets, that there is no client list, there is no blackmail, and he killed himself. So that's what all these ghoulish vermin, these zombies in suits, have been spouting. Until last night, where Trump made a post that said there are files, but they're made by Obama, Crooked Hillary, the Democrats, and everyone. Which goes against what the DOJ and FBI was just trying to say about the outright existence of those kind of things not being in the fucking corporeal realm. But now Trump is saying, no, they're there, but they're like really fraudulent because Obama and Hillary and everyone, they like made them. It was so absurd, in fact, that he got ratioed on his own platform by his most loyal of enthusiasts. It is such a bad job at covering this up, everyone is seeing through it. And I want to go over it here, because this is like a full-blown reflafitation that we're witnessing. Like, that's not even a word, and yet that word still elicits some kind of emotion. Like, it still feels like it fucking means something. I don't have words to express how bad all of this has become. It's unreal. What's going on with my boys, and in some cases, gals? An excellent intro right there. That would be an A+ on the summer book report. My God, what a way of starting a post. They're all going after Attorney General Pam Bondi, who's doing a fantastic job. We're on one team, MAGA, and I don't like what's happening. We have a perfect administration, the talk of the world, and selfish people are trying to hurt it, all over a guy who never dies, Jeffrey Epstein. For years, it's Epstein over and over again. Why are we giving publicity to files written by Obama, Crooked Hillary, Comey, Brennan, and losers and criminals of the Biden administration who conned the world with the Russia hoax, 51 intelligence agents, the laptop from hell, and more? He literally right there says that there's files, which is the exact opposite of what the DOJ and FBI have been saying, that there are no files, there are no client lists, there is nothing there. But now he's saying it is there, but you can't trust it because Obama and Hillary and all these other people worked on it. Like, what the fuck? He continues, why didn't the radical left lunatics release the Epstein files? If there was anything in there that could have hurt the MAGA movement, why didn't they use it? Fucking exactly! If this was written by Obama and Crooked Hillary, why wouldn't they have used this against you when they had power? Fucking Biden was president for 4 years. If they had already orchestrated this fraudulent Epstein list, don't you think they would have dropped it as a weapon against you? You are contradicting your own statement here. The reason these files haven't been released is because it implicates so many people from all sides of the political spectrum, so both sides are fucking fearful of these ever seeing the light of day. If this really was written by Obama and the crew here, surely that would have dropped at some point. No doubt. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward to the end here because the little nugget at the end is unreal. 1 year ago, our country was dead. Now it's the hottest country anywhere in the world. Let's keep it that way and not waste time and energy on Jeffrey Epstein, somebody that nobody cares about. One of the biggest pedophiles in history, with clientele that includes some of the most powerful people in the world. And now all of a sudden nobody cares about Jeffrey Epstein? What? What are you trying to even say? You yourself even made the promise that you would declassify the Epstein files if you were elected. If you were elected, you were going to make a big song and dance about this transparency and the Epstein files coming out. So many people around you also made the same claims, and now all of a sudden, nobody cares about Jeffrey Epstein? Nobody? Nobody out there at all? Huh, that's so odd. That's so weird how that just fucking flip-flopped. That's really weird. This desperation from the people in power to bury this conversation should be extraordinarily alarming to anyone that is using any amount of neurons in their noodle. Like, just think for a moment. Why are they trying to pretend that this is nothing? They're trying to, like, hypnotize or brainwash people into just writing this off as no big deal. They were talking about children being raped by so many people in power. In what universe is that not a huge issue that everyone should care about? You are paying taxes to and are being controlled by people that were raping children. And they are not facing justice, even though justice is what was promised by this administration and had been repeated so many times to the American public of how they were going to be pursuing justice come hell or high water. Everyone that Epstein ever associated with, everyone incriminated in these files, is going to face the piper. So put that in your pipe and smoke it, criminals. And now they're just saying, no, it's not real, it doesn't exist, there's no evidence of that, we're not doing anything. And not only are they not doing anything, they're actively lying to the public about all of it and now trying to convince the public that it's stupid to make a big deal out of it, and that you're wrong for making a big deal out of it. Again, keep in mind, a lot of people that are currently in power use the Jeffrey Epstein talking point as a huge piece, because the previous administration completely fucking failed in delivering anything of substance in regards to that investigation. So, this next cycle, a ton of people were using it as a way of trying to win over a lot of people about how transparent they're going to be and how justice is going to be a priority. And now that they're in a position to actually deliver on that justice, they're just burying it, outright just denying its existence, and making sure all of those that were implicated get away with it. I don't know how any sane human being with a functioning frontal lobe could look at this as anything other than a complete betrayal and a lie in using their power to protect these elite pedophiles on the Jeffrey Epstein list. It should be something everyone cares about, but they're trying to tell you to reject what you know to be true and just mindlessly follow their every single word. Words that change every single day. There's no one story. They are constantly flip-flopping. They're not even in agreement with their own stories at all, but you just need to swallow all the shit they feed you. They were already telling you how important Jeffrey Epstein and everything in regards to that case was. Now they're telling you it's not important and it's not real, so get over it. You need to not let that actually take hold in your psyche. This is the most blatant, bad cover-up ever. This is the worst cover-up job in history, yet somehow it is actually still working for some people. There are people that are now just writing it off as no big deal. Guys, can we get on to the next thing now? This is stupid. We're so hung up on this Epstein thing. I've never even heard of Epstein. Epstein? I don't even know how to say his name. I have no idea what any of this is about. All I know is there's no big deal. Fucking goofball Stephen A. Smith recently had this to say about it.
It's really, really surprising that this matters. Of course, I think there's a list, but I don't know. I suspect, but I have no knowledge, nor do I care. It's Friday night. I'm getting ready to go out and enjoy myself. I'm getting ready to have a nice weekend. I could give a damn about the Epstein client list. This has no effect on me whatsoever. I have a life. I don't understand for the life of me why this matters so much to these. I'm talking about people losing it. They're crying on camera. They're talking about resignations. They're pissed off about everything. I'm like, really?
That's a fascinating perspective there, Stephen. I see you put on your stupid cap for this. That's very interesting. So it's no big deal to you that children were being raped by Epstein and all of his associates, many of those associates being very powerful political figures? That you don't understand why that would be a big deal or something that people care about? Oh, but you're going out on Friday night to go eat fucking shrimp or something, so you're having a great time. It doesn't affect you. What is even the point you're trying to make here? You're just implying that because you're about to go have a nice Friday night, you have a life, thus you can't be bothered to care about these absolutely heinous crimes that other people seem to care about that you don't understand why. Good news, everyone. Stephen A. Smith is not directly affected by the unthinkable crimes committed by Epstein and all of his associates, so the case is closed. There is no point in even pursuing justice against all of the criminals that were involved. There's certainly no point in talking about it any further. In fact, he is criticizing people that are talking about it still. He doesn't think it's that big of a deal because he's busy. He's a busy guy. He's a very social guy. He's got a function on a Friday night where he can go enjoy some hors d'oeuvres. He doesn't really seem to care all that much about this whole Epstein thing and all the victims there, I suppose. That's what he's implying. So move on. That's the message he's delivering here. It's crazy. He is directly implying that it doesn't affect him. He doesn't seem to care and doesn't think anyone is justified in caring. It doesn't make sense to him why people care so much about these heinous, evil crimes That is crazy that he is just confidently saying that with his whole chest. He's unafraid to just say how little it matters to him with how evil this shit is. You can see the talking points have now actually hit the desks. So there's a lot of people that are now trying to regurgitate this vomit about, like, it's just not a big deal. It's so surprising anyone cares. And you can see that his cohort here is giggling. His handlers went and programmed some laughter into his protocol so that way they could try and, like, turn this into a joke. Which is the administration has done that before. Remember when they teased the Epstein Files release and what they actually did was drop a Rickroll on Twitter for it? It's crazy that they have taken one of the biggest pedophiles in history that has the most evil shit ever in it and have made it into this, a joke, and trying to parade it around like it's no big deal and that you're wrong for caring about it.
With all the stuff going on in this country, with all the power that you possess because of the cachet and the influence you have because of your connection to this administration. That's why you upset at Trump. I didn't blame Trump one bit for looking at them and saying, really? That really matters to you? That's really that important? Mm-hmm. Now, maybe he had a different reason for saying it, trying to be evasive or whatever. I don't know. But I do know this. In the grand scheme of things, it ain't going to affect the lives of over 200 to 300 million Americans. No. I think we'll be just fine without knowing whether or not there was really a client list. I think we'll be okay. It's unbelievable that this is a big deal to me. It really is.
Holy shit, Steven. You're like Superman. No, you're like an anime protagonist. What a hero with this take. It's unbelievable to Steven that anyone cares about children being raped and being upset that the people responsible aren't being thrown in jail for it. They're not facing any repercussions and they remain in power. He can't process why anyone would care about that. What an interesting perspective, Steven. That is very special stuff. Fascinating. This is fucking unhinged. He is just proudly, confidently saying that people need to just, like, move on and grow up. That this isn't some, like, big deal and he can't wrap his head around why anyone's caring about it. Because he's not directly affected by it because he's going to go eat dinner. Like, what? What? Like, I'm actually having, like, a fucking Scatman level meltdown right here. At a loss for words. How people can actually have that mentality. Everyone is affected by this, by the way, because it now proves that there are people that are above the law. And those people are people you directly pay taxes to in a lot of cases, Steven. Everyone is affected here, you fucking goober. He's not the only one. This has become like a common talking point. I guess the talking point emails went out, maybe with a little bit of money under the table for it as well. That this is now what they're trying to regurgitate. They're trying to plant this idea in everyone's head that it's been blown way out of proportion and that you shouldn't care about it. They are trying to convince you not to care about this level of evil. And that they will lie directly to your face. Like, you can go to their own words over the last year or so, and you can hear them talk about it very differently about how important the Jeffrey Epstein investigation is, and the client list, and the blackmail, all those files. Like, that had become a crucial talking point for these same people that are now saying, no big deal, doesn't exist, move on. Ask yourself, why? Why? Just please, I'm begging you, do not let someone like Stephen A. Smith convince you that it's not something you should care about. You should. It's extremely important. And it is crazy that it continues to get even more insane with the handling of the entire Epstein conversation. They are so desperate to bury it. It's fucking scary. It's really about it. See ya.